Good morning. I need a coffee. Urgent. Thank you. Okay, don't worry, I didn't join the village people. This is a base layer. It's 6 o'clock in the morning, and I will put on my stuff and go for my first run in weeks. I had a pretty bad case of shin splints, and now I feel that my shin splints are nearly cured. And so that's why today is my first run, and I hope that my shins are not hurting, because honestly, even if I'm 8 months out, I still feel that I'm very, very behind if I'm doing triathlon, but I'm not running. So there's something missing in there. So I'm gonna have my cup of coffee, and then we head out for a run. Yeah, I know. I'm not gonna shave again. I had to do it. We had a house visiting, and that's why I had to look a little bit professional, even though it looks very weird. I know. Sorry. So alright, let's do this. Let's set up my run. Training Peaks is actually synchronizing with my Apple Watch so that I can just start the run and it automatically takes my intervals. Put on the headlamp. I missed it so much. I love running, especially when the sun is not up yet. I truly enjoy to be active, to feel that energy flowing in the morning when everybody else is sleeping. Wow. Look at that hazy view. You can't see shit. Welcome to good old Germany. Oh wow. I love it. It's something, like it has something mythic, right? Oh. All right, so we are about a half hour in, and I must say I feel great. It's awesome, the fresh air. My heart rate is pretty okay. I'm not above zone 2. I'm doing pretty chill. And actually, I'm faster than I thought. My body is still telling me that there was or is an injury, so that I have to look out not to go too fast. So my body's telling me, yo buddy, listen, don't go too fast. If you go faster, I'm gonna fuck your shins up. So that's why it's not a sharp pain. It's more like, like there is something, there still is something, right? However, I'm gonna finish that run. Sun is rising, feeling good. Woo! You know what I really love? It's when the run perfectly ends at your house again. It's a perfect loop. So let's get in and get ready for breakfast. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. I quit bodybuilding over 1.5 years ago. When I quit bodybuilding, I was in a slump for a very, very long time. I didn't do any sports. I was eating like shit, and I realized that I fell into a loophole of just being in a bad habit, in a bad state, and even a bad mental state. Afterwards, I picked up triathlon as my new main sport, and I must say things went pretty well for my mental health, and I really loved what triathlon gave me. But the elephant in the room is I lost my gains. And how am I dealing with losing my gains? You must imagine that
all of the years I've been doing a sport where I was identifying myself with. My body was shaped in a certain way where everywhere where I was going, I knew people would talk to me about my body and about my appearance. This has changed dramatically since I have lost a certain amount of weight. I am not looking as freaky as I used to when I was doing bodybuilding. Fact here is that when I quit competitive bodybuilding, I went to a normal state. So what do I mean by that? When I went to a normal state, I quit excessive amounts of weight training and hard dieting, and of course the abuse of PEDs, of substances. Not a lot of people talk about the abuse, but this is a certain part of bodybuilding and an important part in my eyes. Still, be a competitive bodybuilder. It is common and very, very usual. So that's nothing special that a bodybuilder was taking steroids or PEDs. Of course, what happens is that your body, over a certain amount of time, paired with an endurance sport, which leads to a higher caloric output, leads to muscle loss. Now, how did I deal with my muscle loss? The first point was that I was relieved. I had such a relief by seeing that my body is not as huge anymore. I was having so much better performance in each part of my life. However, I truly was looking in the mirror every day and seeing my body dissolving somehow was a harsh reality check for me. I went from over 120 kilograms to now a little bit over 100, so I've lost nearly 20 kilograms in the time amount of 1.5 years. And I must say that this was hard to see, that clothes that I was wearing all the time now were pretty loose, which were tight before. I mean, I like loose clothes. I was wearing oversized anyways. However, to see that now 2XL is way too big for you and you're just going back to XL is, I don't know, it's a weird feeling for somebody who was used to otherwise. One thing that I pretty appreciate is that the bodybuilding community that I was in was supporting me stepping away from competitive bodybuilding and trying out something new. They were very, very curious of somebody out of their rows is starting something new and providing new input for people, healthier input for the bodies and for the minds. So I appreciate the bodybuilding community in that point, that I had a lot of support stepping out of the competitive community and competitive scene to try something new, something healthier. And there's the elephant in the room that no bodybuilder wants to talk about. Every bodybuilder, deep in his minds and thoughts and in his heart, knows that bodybuilding can be pretty tough for the body. And I saw a lot of bodybuilders quitting bodybuilding and they were like so relieved. The relief was so much that even the fact that they were not doing anymore what they were used to do and they were loving to do was so, I don't know, like so put in a way that they were just so happy for themselves that they are finally quitting. It was like a burden somehow in the end. Bodybuilding itself is a beautiful sport and I truly love it. And I still do bodybuilding. I still go to the gym 2 to 3 times a week and I love to hit the weights. However, the competitive scene was so harsh on my body and on my mind that I am relieved too. So I feel pretty happy right now. Nonetheless, I want to have an aesthetic body, and by quitting so fast and by just interrupting what I was doing, my body just went into a state of confusion. I got injured pretty fast in triathlon because I still am way too heavy. I'm still having a lot of problems in my own disciplines that I'm trying to do in swimming, in running, not so much in cycling, but especially in running, that I'm hindering my performance by being still this big. So even that I lost 20 kilograms, I am still way too big for being a triathlete and having a good performance. Now, I'm not just looking for good times and good paces. I'm just looking forward to do the sport and not being hurt. So what I was dealing with right now is a lot of injuries while running because I am so heavy, because my running form was so bad and so poor because of me being so muscular. The next point is that I am a sinker. It's so hard for me in the water that I'm sinking because of my dense muscle, because of my body being so dense as a bodybuilder, that I'm so much under the surface of the water that I'm very, very slow in the water and that I'm fighting the water. However, if you've seen my other videos, I'm making good progress here, so check them out. Anyways, I am still believing that changing to triathlon is one of the best things, or one of the best decisions that I've ever made. And I truly encourage a lot of people out there that are not feeling well anymore in their own sport or whatever they're doing to maybe try out something new so they can see how maybe if there's something that fits them or suits them better than before and even gives them a better and healthier feeling. I am glad that I found this way, and I want to give you this message to not just hide in your comfort zone. So trying for me triathlon is a hard way out of my comfort zone. I am really uncomfortable when trying new sports. When I go to the pool, I feel like a loser because you see a bloke of man, right? Coming in front of you at the pool, stepping in the water, and is just sinking and not coming any way through. And I've seen kids passing me on the lanes like yard by yard, and I was feeling so bad. However, I still feel so motivated to try this new thing, to be better in what I'm doing, and to show the world and myself that I can do anything that I want to, and that I don't have to have any prerequisites for that. Same as in bodybuilding, right? I remember when I started bodybuilding, I didn't have any prerequisites to, and nobody that starts bodybuilding has good prerequisites other than genetics, of course, but nobody starts and is a bodybuilder already, right? It's a long way. And it's the same motivation for me in triathlon. It's still a long way. And triathlon, I can do that sport even longer than bodybuilding, right? The peak age of bodybuilders is around mid-30s. And as I've seen the triathletes, they do well over 50 or even 60 and do good performances. So actually, I think it was a good point of quitting bodybuilding now at the end of my 20s in order to get a new endeavor, in order to get a new adventure for my afterlife, so after bodybuilding, even before something bad would happen in bodybuilding. When I look at the pictures that I can show you in this video right now, I truly miss this physique, but I do not miss the suffering that has come along with achieving this physique, with standing on the stage. Of course, I always will aim for aesthetic looking physique, for a body that looks pretty nice. And therefore, I am still trying to lose some weight. So as I'm still 100 kilo, my aim is to get to 90 kilograms before competing in my first 73 half distance Ironman. Just for performance and even for the looks. I would rather prefer to be on the skinnier side, as bodybuilders would say, but be more healthy and have a leaner physique and a good looking physique. So right now I'm having like an okayish physique on my mind, but not as performant as I would love to be. So the hard challenge for me is to lose weight and to stay performant in the triathlon. Because of course, being overweight is hindering my performance. Eating too little is hindering the performance too. So I have to let triathlon make its thing and let my body lose some weight. I must say that I'm struggling right now, that my body is not letting go of any muscle. However, I have changed a lot in the past 1.5 years. It was a hard reality check how fast it can go from going from that steroids bodybuilder type of body to a normal body, to a normal healthy body. And this is what a lot of bodybuilders not talk about the abuse and what comes along with it. So in my case, I am very lucky that I do not have any health issues, knock on wood, that I do not have any health issues because of the abuse, because of being a bodybuilder. I do not have anything, my blood work is fine, my organs are fine, and I must admit that I didn't do it too long or too crazy. A lot of bodybuilders out there overdo it, of course. And this is something that not a lot of bodybuilders like to talk about because it's the elephant in the room, right? Everybody wants to get successful more and more and more. And of course, in every professional sport, there is PED abuse. It's a fact, period. But in bodybuilding, it's more dangerous, as the more PEDs you consume, in the most cases, the bigger and freakier the body looks, and that's what the audience actually want to see in the competition. And this is where I just took the cutoff and said, okay, that's enough for me, because I had like a path coming up in front of me telling me, all right, do I go the route and try to get a professional athlete in this sport? But hey, what I have to do for this is that I have to abuse even more, that I have to get even bigger in order to make it as a professional and even to succeed as a professional. This was truly just not the case for me. I just didn't like to push my body to an unhealthier state, to a very unhealthy state, in order just to be a semi-good professional in a sport that was causing mental issues for me anyways. The next thing is that it just would have been worth for me to become a professional in this sport, because here in Germany, actually, and in most countries, you do not make a lot of living out of bodybuilding as a professional. You have to have social media, you have to have your own business. So just being a professional isn't going to give you enough salary or enough money to have a good living from. And I have a pretty good job, to be honest with you. So if I cancel my job for becoming a professional athlete, I must say that it just wouldn't be worth it, and I would have way less money that I would have right now, and maybe I would be very, very unhappy, unhealthy, and poor. A lot of young bodybuilders out there think that becoming a professional bodybuilder is gonna make them miraculously famous and better and rich. And this is not the fact. We are not talking about professional football players or whatever. This is still a niche sport. So I would rather go professional in another niche or in another area if it's for the sake of becoming professional and becoming rich. Because of course this is not the way. Not everybody is Chris Bumstead. Not everybody is Ronnie Coleman. So those are rare cases. You have to imagine how many people do this sport and how many people succeed in this sport. It's a small percentage. And actually this is what I'm trying to do here. I'm just trying to live my life at its fullest, trying to have fun as much as possible, even with getting smaller, even with having a new sport where I am in the beginning. I'm really looking forward for proceeding, and I'm really looking forward to share the journey with you, as I am really having a lot of fun sharing stuff on YouTube, to be honest with you. I must thank you all, guys. I saw I have 330 subscribers. I really didn't think that so many people would love to watch what I'm saying and what I'm sharing right here. So thank you. Thanks a lot. I really enjoy doing this stuff, and I really hope that I can do a lot more stuff, and you have to be in the loop. So that's why keep on checking, keep subscribing if you'd like more content. So thank you, guys. This is all I wanted to say about the elephant in the room, about losing my gains and stuff like that. I'm pretty happy to lose all my gains. See you in the next video. Actually, the next video is gonna be a lot of fun. I have something prepared for you. So stay tuned, guys. Bye.